new Malibu shirt.
Oh, I gotta keep my gear accordingly. Back in the day, you couldn't wear your fan merchandise to wrestling school or you would get beat on.
Oh, I
And then
hear
you
that.
would get
'Cause when I
verbally
started,
harassed.
I was a mark. I was like, when am I going to be able to jump
Then
off
you
the
would
top
get
rope?
verbally harassed, and then you'd get beat up again.
Dude, I was like, when can I jump off the top rope? They're like, you're not allowed in the ring for the first week. You can work on
Oh, and then you do this wonton.
when no one's
Right,
around. You
when
try
no
and
one's
sneak
around,
in
yeah.
the gym, yeah.
Sneak it in.
No, I got a rude awakening right away and was like, dude, you got to take this serious. Because I didn't know. I was a fan that wanted to be a wrestler and I just wanted to do what I saw on TV. And then they're like, no, you got to work on a lockup for a week. And it's like, oh, this is actually legit. Like, so I kind of know where you're
You have
talking
to learn
about
your
there.
craft.
You definitely do. You got to be able to protect yourself in the ring and your opponent. But what I was saying is, I consider myself a good friend with Smith. But you and Smith, I want to talk about the good times. I know he recently passed, and
You did.
it's unfortunate. But you and him had a real special bond. Like you're one of his best friends in the world, and like you guys went and did a lot of stuff. He pushed for you, did he not? Like get you a meeting with WWE or WWF or?
Smith was such a unique guy, and he was very genuine. And his mantra was that of the Hart House and the Crandall House, which was the house before the Hart House. I think it was like a Red Cross shelter for.
Like when the Harts first moved there?
Yeah, before it was like a house for orphans. I guess I don't want to be politically incorrect, but
No, yeah.
you know, it was basically like an orphanage. It was a Red Cross house, and the Harts took it over. And their kind of mantra was they would never lock their doors. The doors were never locked in the Hart House. They were open to. It was symbolic. It was open to anyone.
They'll help anyone.
And Smith carried that on. That was kind of his mantra. He didn't really have any judgments, and he'd help everyone out. And what he had, the shirt he had on his back was.
He was very giving.
Last time I saw him last year was for a Stampede show, the Hard Legacy Wrestling. I was out in Alberta, and he literally gave me the shirt off his back because he wanted me to have it. Like
He was I was like intimidated when I first met him, and then I found out he was like the nicest guy. Like
such a nice guy. In fact, he's so humble. He didn't want to give me the shirt off his back worn, so he washed it, but he didn't have time to dry it, so he gave me this wet shirt.
yeah.
Of course, it's like a Smithism, right? He gave me a wet shirt, and I was like, dry this thing out. Hopefully it'll be dry before my flight leaves. And it's cool. I still have it, our legacy shirt, but yeah.
And he started taking you around though. Like, did he not? I've seen pictures of you and him and like Vince and like.
Okay, yeah, okay. You want to talk about that? So, Smith had arranged. I was recently out of work, and I was calling Smith saying, yeah, you know, I'm kind of bummed. He's like, well, he was always trying to sell this land in Puerto Rico. And I know everyone thinks of WWE and wrestling, but they're also hugely into real estate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mega into real estate, right? So he was trying to sell them some real estate.
I know they had like that summer camp in Calgary because you read all the books and the kids all used to work there.
Yeah, they got property. That's what they do, right? That's how they. Anyway, so he wanted to sell them some real estate. So we went there. He set up a meeting with John Laurinaitis to kind of pitch this real estate to.
Like Johnny Ace.
Johnny Ace.
The agent. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Johnny Ace. People power.
Yeah. No.
People power. And I tagged along. He told him he was bringing a guy, and he saw something in me. We had a.
Like, where was this meeting? In Canada or?
We were in Connecticut. We actually drove 10 hours across the border.
Titan Towers.
Titan Towers in the office, like the
Oh,
headquarters. Wow. in Oz.
Damn, man.
I know. So it's cool. So this is how it went down. We woke up in the morning and got ready for a meeting, and we drove. We actually stayed in the hotel right next door to the place. This rundown crack hotel. It's absolutely horrible. I actually looked under the bed for a body.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. Right next door.
Next to the WWE headquarters?
Right next door. Drove to the underground parking, waiting in the lobby, and as we're waiting there, Linda McMahon comes down in the elevator, and that's when it became real for me, because she was walking to she's always trying to get into parliament politics and stuff like that.
Right.
So she was dressed.
She was even in
She
it
was
now.
going to a meeting. Right. She's in it now, finally, thanks to Trump. So I got to meet her. I shook her hand. It was great.
You met Linda? Like,
Yeah.
Did she was just walking out and she saw
with
Smith
her,
and was
with
like,
her
oh, hey,
butler,
Smith?
and and she said hi and shook hands and gave us a hug.
Wow.
That was pretty good, right? That's a good way to
Yeah.
start it off, right?
No, I hear you, man.
And
I'm
then,
jealous.
then the gold elevator opened, and Howard Finkel walks out.
The thing?
Hello, welcome.
Really?
Oh, thank you, Smith. He really talks like that. Coming down the aisle.
Yes.
Yeah. It was him. So he shook hands and he took us around, and he introduced us to a talent relations agent, Nova, Supernova.
Oh, and he was the one that did the Simon Dean character?
Yeah,
where he
Simon
came down on
Dean.
the thing?
So Simon Dean was there, and we're hanging out, and basically, I had a video and a demo
But
tape.
he was just going there to try and sell real estate though, and then he just had let you tag along with him too, like maybe.
They knew I was coming, so
Oh,
I was part of the deal, right? So
Yes.
sitting down for like an hour, we were going over my match, picking it apart, and saying what is going on here. The ref shouldn't be taking the heat here. This guy's saying, just basic psychology and stuff like that. Really helpful, really good. And he was showing me some of the guys he was looking at right now. He had all these demo tapes. Like I think Deuce and Domino had one put together there, and then they got hired a couple years later, right?
They were in there, yeah.
And so after that, we watched our tape. They had us wait in Johnny Ace's office for a couple minutes, and Johnny Ace came in, and we had another meeting, and we talked. I had a PowerPoint presentation printed out on a folder, and I was going through it with my merch, with my gimmicks, my
Selling
angles.
how your character would
page
work
after
and-
page, and just giving him a business presentation. And
That's smart. At least you went prepared.
yeah, he said no one's ever done this in all my years. It's probably bullshitting, right? But whatever. Felt good to hear from
It's
him.
still a good idea, man. I never
Ask-
thought of that.
he asked
I would
for
have
it.
just bring my tape.
I brought my tape and my business plan, right? And he said, wow, this looks great. You look like you're pretty organized here. Well, where do you live? I said, Toronto. He's like, great. We're in Raws on the Monday in May. See you there. And he's like, SmackDown too. Come on SmackDown and Raw. I was like, all right, sounds good.
Man.
Left the office and we walked out, and Vince was right there, Vince McMahon. So it was just him. It was Smith, myself, and we had our media guy with us before social media was popular, Diamond Danny Digital.
Like just taking pictures?
Yeah,
and
he was
stuff,
there.
right?
He was in gimmick, like a full gimmick tux and stuff, and doing all the digital stuff, right? So that's how we got such a good picture with Vince and Smith.
Wow.
And there's
You would think Vince would say no to the picture. I'm surprised. He said
He's
yes.
really friendly, super outgoing, and very personable. He talked to Smith and said, it's a shame about Owen. He's really sincere, and he really took the time, to talk to Smith. And
Did he have a strong handshake? Everyone says he's got like a.
Vince is a big man. He's got to be 6'2", 6'2" or 6'3", and he's just a big, thick guy, man. You can tell he works out. And so, when your boss is that big, it probably motivates you to try a little bit harder at the gym.
Yeah, no doubt. And what year was this around? Was this like 2002 or something?
2007, I think, or...
Oh, it was a bit later.
Yeah,
Okay.
2007 or so.
Wow. So did you end up going to the Raw and SmackDown thing?
Well, we didn't finish with the tour yet, Cuba, so...
Oh, sorry, man.
We got some pictures with Vince. He shook our hands, he left to a meeting, and then they continued to tour us around the headquarters, the Titan Towers.
Who was your tour guy?
Howard Finkel.
Was the tour guy?
Or no, Mike, what's his name? Supernova, Simon Dean.
Oh, he took you
The
guys?
problem with the wrestling business, everyone has 3 names.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's hard to keep them straight. Yeah, Supernova took us around, Simon Dean, and he took us to the gym, because I have always worked out. I wanted to see the Stampede gym, or the Titan Towers gym, where they have all the
It's top of the line.
top of the line,
Yeah.
cool stuff. They have like the yoga studio. We're getting a full tour, and there's only one guy working out in the gym, and he's pumping away, doing the bench, and it's Triple H.
Seriously?
Yeah, Triple H. That's when he was off, coming back the second time from his
From
injury.
the leg thing?
No, he came back and won the title. That was in like 2000 something. That was X8. This was going into WrestleMania 23 or something with Bobby Lashley, hair versus
Oh
versus
yeah,
hair.
they shaved the Donald
Trump versus
Yes.
McMahon, right?
Wow.
Okay.
So did you guys bother him or?
Yeah, he stopped his set. He did some pictures. I did a couple like sets with the guy. Shook his hand, and gym etiquette. If I'm working out at the gym, I'm not there to socialize. So I had full respect for his workout. I didn't want to interrupt, so we literally took like 3 minutes to mark out and get the hell out of there.
I hear you, man.
Anyways, those are the best parts of the tour.
Dude, you have amazing stories. Like, you should write a book. Like, I'm so jealous. I never got to do any of this stuff. But, so then what was any of the rest of the tour? Did they show you, like, where they made the magazine or, like, where did
Oh,
they
they
have
took
any
us
of the-
off. They took us off site to one of their warehouse facilities.
with all the memorabilia? And, like,
Their media facility where they have all the matches, all the matches.
Coliseum video and all?
Yeah, Coliseum. So it's just computer room after computer room. They have like all the WWF arcade games in a lounge area for the employees. It's basically like heaven, right? Like I didn't want to leave, right? They had like the Undertaker's coffins, like all the coolest crap you would want to fart around with, basically, right?
Man. What an experience. So then you ended up staying in the hotel or whatever, and went back up to Canada, and
Trained hard for my match. I had about like 2 months to get ready. So I worked my butt off in the gym and was jogging and sweating and using the sauna, just trying to get in good shape for that. And yeah, then we went to the Monday Night Raw and it was pretty cool.
like, did you end up getting to wrestle, or did they just
We
let
had
you
a
hang
dark
around?
match against the Highlanders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was in the Air Canada Center, and the Highlander was there, Johnny Ace was there, I was there, and my tag team partner Rusty was there.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
And Johnny Ace got pretty pissed off because you show up around noon and you go around the ring and everyone does their drills. You know, they go over some stuff for TV and the extra talent guys do some drills and, you know, some guys watch them and say, oh, I like this guy, I don't like this guy.
And like some of them sometimes have like tryouts and stuff too, right?
Yeah, those are kind of like tryouts, right?
Oh, okay.
Just seeing who does what, how you move in the ring, stuff like that. So they must have liked something about me because they kept me on. But Rusty was, Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko kept shooting the stink eye to Rusty because Rusty was hanging out with, who the hell was he hanging out with? Crime Time.
Oh, really?
Well, because, you know, Rusty was a little bit gangster and Crime Time's gangster.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You just want to
they're
be friends
taking
with
their
everybody.
gimmick tape off and they're wrapping it up in a ball backwards and sticking it on the Divas' asses when they weren't looking, right?
Seriously?
And so then Rusty joins in and he's doing that. And then Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit are shooting him the stink eye. And then someone ratted him out. And next thing you know, Johnny Ace is like,
Because he's the new guy. Like,
Johnny Ace is
Crime
like,
Time's in there.
where's Amos? Where is he? And he's like, Amos, who is this guy? I'm like, oh, it's, you know, it's Rusty. He's part of the deal. He's like, I didn't know he was going to be here. Get him the hell out of here. I'm like, I can't. He's my right. He's like, get him out or you don't get a match.
Oh, really?
In hindsight, I wish I had stuck up for myself and kept him on because he would have made the dark match even better.
Oh, yeah, yeah.